Hi everyone, welcome to the 8th and final episode of this series. To recap, in this series I will go over the basic DPS rotations for each class. These rotations aren't intended to represent the absolute best rotation possible for DPS, but they are basic rotations that any player can do that are still capable of putting out near optimal DPS. Today's profession is the Elementalist. Elementalists are the current all-star of PvE. They combine top DPS with offensive buffing and tons of group utility. Combined with a fun and complex DPS rotation, it isn't at all surprising that Elementalists are as popular as they are. For this guide, I'm going to cover both the Scepter Hammer as well as the Dagger Focus Fresh Air Elementalist builds. Both are fairly common, and while they play similarly, they have a different feel, so I think including both of them seems worthwhile. First, we'll start with the Scepter. Generally speaking, with Scepter, you're going to start in Fire and cast Dragon's Tooth on the boss, immediately dropping Flame Wall on top of the boss, so giving a blast finisher. You're going to cast Phoenix for another blast finisher and also some good damage. Next, we'll swap to Water, and we'll drop a Comet on the boss for another blast finisher. Now remember, Comet is a CC, and we'll put Defiant on the boss. If you're managing Defiant stacks, it's often better to skip Comet. After Comet, or instead of Comet, you can swap to Earth for Magnetic Wave, which is another blast finisher. Immediately after Magnetic Wave, you're going to want to cast and conjure your Lightning Hammer and begin auto-attacking, swapping to air as soon as you are able to for the extra damage modifiers. Remain in air attunement until the hammer is about to run out, and then swap to fire. When the hammer expires, you can begin the rotation anew, and instead of casting another lightning hammer, since it'll be on cooldown, you can pick up the one that was on the ground for a second lightning hammer. And that is the basic Scepter DPS rotation. I will show a quick video of showing this rotation in action, and then we'll talk about the Dagger Focus. Alright, so for the Dagger Focus Fresh Air rotation, we will begin in Fire Attunement. However, instead of using Flame Wall as our fire field, we'll simply use Burning Speed on the boss. Burning Speed is a high damage attack, and it also creates a fire field in its trail. After casting the Burning Speed, we'll immediately swap to the Water Attunement, unleash Frozen Burst, and a Comet. Remember the same thing I said earlier about Comet. If it is going to put a CC on the boss that you don't want, feel free to skip Comet and proceed immediately to Earth Attunement for Magnetic Wave, followed by Ring of Earth. After Ring of Earth, you can swap to air and begin Lightning Whip auto attacks. Additionally, if you know you are not going to need your heal in a fight because you believe you'll have perfect defenses, feel free to use your Arcane Brilliance as an additional blast finisher to give more might to your team. You'll continue to auto-attack in Lightning Whip, and your cue to restart the rotation will be your might stacks beginning to expire. About 3 seconds before your might stacks are about to expire, you're going to want to swap back to Fire Attunement and begin the rotation again. All your skills should be off cooldown at that point, and you can continue that over and over again. It's a repeatable rotation. For more advanced players, what you can do is during the rotation, you can swap to air attunement in between each of the other attunements. So instead, and to take advantage of the fresh air, because every time you swap into air attunement, it does a lightning strike on the boss, which hits pretty decently hard. So the way that would work would be you would use burning speed, swap to air attunement, get the proc, swap to water, do your first blast finisher, or end comet, or so 2 blast finishers, go back to air for the proc, then swap to earth for the blast finisher and ring of earth, and then back to air. That way you get multiple air triggers as you go. This is a lot more button intensive, and I only mention it because it's the more advanced option. In the video I show, I will not be doing that rotation because it's more orientated towards beginners, but I wanted to let you know what the more advanced option out there was. Okay, so what follows is going to be an example of the Dagger Focus Fresh Air build. Check it out. Alright guys, so those are the 2 basic Elementalist PvE DPS rotations. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide, and I really hope you guys all enjoyed this series. I know it's kind of beginner information, and a lot of you already knew this stuff, but hopefully you guys learned something, and maybe someone that made a good comment in the comment section that taught you something that you didn't know either. So if you guys have anything specific to share about Elementalist, please do hit up the comments and give your valuable information. I appreciate it a lot, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much.